Welcome to Hustai National Park, winter 2026. We are here in early March, observing the species that this park has become famous for, namely the Takhi, or also known as Przewalski's horse. The Takhi once roamed throughout Europe and Asia. Competition with man and livestock, as well as changes in the environment, led to the horse moving east to Asia and eventually becoming extinct in the wild. Now they can only be found in reintroduction sites in Mongolia, China, Kazakhstan, and more recently, Spain. Once thought to be the ancestor to the domestic horse, the Takhi is now recognized as actually being a distant cousin. Analysis of mitochondrial DNA suggests that the Takhi diverged from the common horse 500,000 years ago. So what we are seeing here is now considered to be a different horse species than the domestic horse. The Takhi became extinct in the wild in the 1960s. It was reintroduced from zoo collections in both Europe and the United States in the mid-1990s. On June 5, 1992, the first 16 Takhi arrived at Hustai National Park. Numerous additional releases followed at other Mongolian sites, including the Greater Gobi Bee Strictly Protected Area and Komin Tal in western Mongolia. Now there are approximately 1,000 Takhi roaming the wilds of Mongolia. We can see here that the Takhi does very well in the winter conditions of Hustai National Park. Interestingly, Takhi have been found to adapt to the harsh winter conditions by undergoing seasonal acclimatization, which includes significantly lowering their subcutaneous, that is beneath the skin, body temperature and reducing their metabolic rate. This response, often termed winter hypometabolism, is a strategy to conserve energy when food is scarce. Physically, the Takhi can be described as small and stocky. It is heavily built with a large head, thick neck, and short legs. They are dun-colored with a dark, zebra-like erect mane and no forelock. A dark stripe continues from the mane along the backbone to a dark, plumed tail. They have a yellowish-white belly and dark lower legs and zebra-like stripes behind their knees. Takhi are 4.3 to 5 feet, that is 1.3 to 1.5 meters, tall at the withers, 7.25 to 8.5 feet, that is 2.2 to 2.6 meters long, and weigh 550 to 800 pounds, or 250 to 360 kilograms. Notably, the Takhi may live up to 36 years of age. The Takhi often lives in groups that contain several mares, a dominant stallion, and their offspring. There may also be younger stallions on the periphery of the herd or in a bachelor herd. These young stallions will only be allowed to breed if they defeat the dominant stallion. Once offspring reach breeding age, they are chased out of the herd. Very little is known about the reproductive physiology of the Takhi. A research program at the Smithsonian Conservation Biology Institute is looking into many aspects of female and male reproductive physiology in this species. This has become very important, as many zoos in North America are reporting infertility issues, and as a result, not many foals have been born in the last 10 years. As of 2026, Hustai National Park is home to approximately 430 to 450 Takhi, representing the largest free-ranging population of this very endangered species in the world. These horses are successfully re-established after being reintroduced to the park in 1992. Known as the Manul in Mongolia, the Pallas cat is a squat, short-legged felid with a thick, bushy tail that is about half the length of its head and body combined. Although its long coat and thick fur make it appear quite large, this cat is actually about the size of a domestic house cat. Characterized by a broad head and low forehead, the Manul's face is flattened and its ears are short and set very wide apart. The tail is marked with 4 to 7 narrow black rings with a black tip. The coat is grizzled or silvery buff color. The chin and the upper parts of the throat are white. Nocturnal by nature, the Manul spends the day in caves, rock crevices, or marmot burrows, emerging in the late afternoon to begin a night of hunting. However, this cat is likely diurnal, that is, active during the day, because its prey is active during the daytime. These cats hunt by stalking or creeping up on prey, as their short legs do not allow them to run well. Hunting mostly by sight, these cats use sparse vegetation as stalking cover, and their low-set ears and flat forehead are adaptations for hunting in open terrain. The Manul feeds on pikas, gerbils, voles, mouse-like rodents, and chukar partridge. The Manul's distribution ranges throughout Asia and the Middle East. Within its distribution in Central Asia, this cat inhabits uplands, hilly areas, and steppes with rocky outcrops, as well as semi-desert areas. It is especially abundant on the cold grasslands of Mongolia and Inner Mongolia. Its typical habitat is characterized by little rainfall, low humidity, and a wide range of temperatures throughout the year. The individual seen here is a lone male that we observed for about 4 or 5 days. Because the Manul is very shy, we could never get closer than about 150 meters, or about 500 feet, to this individual. He had a den in which to escape if we approached too closely. The gray wolf is a major predator of Hustai National Park, and there are currently 6 wolf packs residing within the park. Our guide, Ogna Gonbold, is currently conducting his doctoral research on the gray wolves of Hustai National Park, and it was because of his knowledge of these 6 wolf packs that we were able to follow them and capture this video. One thing we found very quickly is that the gray wolves of Hustai National Park are very shy. Indeed, they are often hunted by poachers, and it is the job of Ogna Gonbold to protect these wolves from would-be poachers. This is just one of his many duties as the chief wildlife biologist of Hustai National Park. Indeed, there are currently 11 wildlife protection officers on horseback that daily patrol the park to intercept poachers and try to prevent them from killing these wolves. Poachers hunt wolves in Mongolia primarily to protect livestock from predation, sell their valuable pelts, and trade body parts for traditional medicine. The Mongolian wolf, Canis lupus chanco, is a subspecies of the gray wolf, and it is native to Mongolia, with an estimated population of 10,000 to 20,000. These wolves face intense hunting pressure throughout Mongolia. These predators are smaller and leaner than other gray wolves, adapted as they are to steppe and desert environments. They hold deep cultural significance as spiritual symbols while being viewed as pests by herders due to livestock predation. Kazakh eagle hunters of western Mongolia hunt wolves using golden eagles as a testament to their warrior culture and to preserve an ancient tradition. In the mountain taiga and mountain forest steppe regions of northern Mongolia, the diet of wolves predominantly consists of wild ungulates. Analysis of wolf scats collected in the Khenti mountain range revealed that wild ungulates made up 89% of the consumed biomass, with Siberian roe deer being the most important prey species. Notably, no evidence of domestic ungulates was found in the wolf diet in this near-natural ecosystem, suggesting that a diverse fauna of wild animals is important to limit livestock depredation. The range of the Mongolian wolf includes Mongolia, northern and central China, North Korea, and the Ussuri region of Russia, which they have expanded into from northern China recently due to human settlement and the removal of the main competitor, the Siberian tiger. In Mongolia, the wolf is seen as a spirit animal, whereas the dog is seen as a family member. Mongolians do not fear the wolf and understand that it is afraid of humans. It is sometimes called the, quote, sheep's assassin, unquote. In legend, the Mongolian herder's first father was a wolf, from which they had descended, and yet they are required to kill wolves to protect their flocks of sheep. There is sustainable utilization of the wolf's fur in Mongolia. Unsustainable hunting remains the dominant threat of Mongolian wolves, as its skins are of commercial value and all body parts, including the tongue, spleen, ankle bones, and teeth, are used in traditional medicines, and it is also hunted as a sport. Regarded as a pest species as it preys on livestock, it is therefore consequently prosecuted. Of a survey of 949 hunters throughout the country, almost 40%, 321, claim to hunt wolves. This study was taken in 2006. Mongolian wolves breed once annually, typically between January and April, with peak activity in late February. They are generally monogamous, with the alpha pair producing a litter of 4 to 7 pups after a 60 to 65 day gestation period. Pups are born in dens and cared for by the entire pack, with sexual maturity being reached at about 2 to 3 years of age. And now we see a species of deer, which is presently being referred to by the common name of Asian Wapiti, or elk. Now this is Cervus canadensis, but it's a different subspecies than the North American elk. And the exact taxonomic status of this subspecies versus the North American ones is, as best I can tell, still being worked out. So we'll discuss this species rather generally from the point of view of all elk occurring in the world, without regard to subspecies distinctions. Elk have a diverse habitat range, but are most often found in forest and forest edge habitat and in mountain regions. They often stay in higher elevations during warmer months and migrate down to lower elevations in the winter. They may even come down the mountain and leave the forest into some grassland for part of the day, but head back into the timber in the evening. Elk, of course, are herbivores. They change their diets based on the particular season. During the winter, for example, about 84% of their diet depends on grasses and shrubs. A male wapiti's antlers can grow to as long as 1.2 meters and weigh as much as 18 kilograms, or about 40 pounds. These antlers are shed each year. Here we see the female Wapiti. Note that they lack the antlers. Wapiti can live up to about 20 years. Their diet is primarily grass, seedlings, twigs, berries, bark, mushrooms, cattails, and wildflowers. With regard to reproduction, we can note that female Wapiti have a short cycle of 1 to 2 days with a gestation period of 240 to 262 days, normally resulting in 1 or very rarely 2 calves being born. During mating season, males engage in antler wrestling and bugling a loud series of noises which establishes dominance over other males and attracts females. Note that the Wapiti within Hustai National Park are preyed upon by wolves.
бид тэр чулуу гаргах гэдэг энэ нэг хэрэг чинь бичлэг хийгээд тэл хаагаад.
And here we encounter a mating pair of Cenereous vultures. Notably, there are an estimated 17,000 to 23,000 Cenereous vulture adults remaining in the wilds throughout the world. Although the European population is increasing, the larger Asian populations appear to be in decline. Overall, there is a slow and ongoing decline in the population of Cenereous vultures. The Cenereous vulture faces two main threats: direct mortality caused by humans, whether this be accidental or on purpose, and the decreasing availability of food. Some populations also have low genetic diversity, which prevents the population from expanding. Between habitat loss due to human development and climate change threatening their food supply, these helpful decomposers are considered near threatened. And here we observe the couple mating. And we hope that this mating will be successful and produce an offspring. This, as well as other Cenereous vulture offspring, could help to slow down or maybe stop the decline in the world population size of this species. Cenereous vultures are monogamous birds with a long breeding season, usually raising one chick per year between February and September. They build large, reused stick nests in trees or cliffs. Both parents share in the incubation for 50 to 68 days and the feeding of the chick for over 100 days. The Mongolian gazelle is a medium-sized gazelle with a stocky appearance. It grows up to about 150 centimeters in length. That's about 5 feet. It stands up to 80 centimeters, or about 32 inches at the shoulder, and weighs up to 40 kilograms, or about 88 pounds. Its coat is reddish-yellow in the summer, becoming lighter in the winter, and it has a light-colored tail and a white patch on the rump. Male gazelles have horns which curve gently backwards from the forehead. Gazelles feed on various grasses and herbaceous plants. They are active crepuscularly during the summer and diurnally during cooler months. This species may be found living in herds of several thousand individuals all across the east and southeast of Mongolia. This includes Dornad, Sukbatar, Kenti, Dorngovi, Omnagovi, and Dundgovi Amags provinces. They are occasionally found in Tov Imag. These huge herds migrate seasonally in search of good pasture and water resources. They prefer steppe and desert steppe habitats with some vegetation. Mating occurs between November and January, with dominant males mating with many females. Gestation takes about 180 days, and large groups, thousands, of females congregate at calving grounds between June and July. Each female gives birth to a single calf, although occasionally twins are born. Young are very active soon after birth and reach sexual maturity at 2 years. In the wild, these gazelles generally live between 7 to 8 years. The WCS Mongolia, that is the Wildlife Conservation Society of Mongolia, has identified the Mongolian gazelle as one of its target species in its ongoing SCAPES, that is, Sustainable Conservation Approaches in Priority Ecosystems project. Natural predators of the Mongolian gazelle include wolves and other carnivores. Eagles may prey on young gazelles. Today, the most serious threats to this species are that of hunting by humans and barriers to their migration produced by infrastructure development. Indeed, hunting of the Mongolian gazelle by humans has occurred for centuries, but for personal sustenance and trade in meat and other wildlife products. However, in recent decades, it has reached unsustainable levels, and the future of many mammal species in Mongolia, not just the Mongolian gazelle, is at serious risk. The Argali is the largest of the world's sheep, weighing in between 60 and 185 kilograms. That's about 130 to just over 400 pounds. Shoulder height is between 90 and 125 centimeters. That's about 36 to 50 inches. As can be seen here, horns are a prominent feature of these animals. They have a corkscrew shape with rounded combat edges. Males and females both have horns, although the horns of females are smaller. The male's horns can be up to 190 centimeters in length. That's about 76 inches, measured along the coil. Argali are found in mountainous areas in Central Asia above 1,000 meters, or about 3,300 feet. This species has a wide range, with several localized subspecies recognized. This range covers the Irtysh River and Altai Mountains in Siberia, south to the Himalayas in Tibet. It stretches to cover the land west to the Oxus River near Afghanistan and eastward to the Mongolian plateau. Argali usually occupy the same areas for the duration of their lives. They are found at upper elevations on steep slopes above 1,000 meters, or 3,300 feet. Adult males are larger and faster than females, and do not have as great a need to avoid predators. They therefore choose prime vegetative habitats and are more exposed than those chosen by females and young rams. Mating is polygynandrous. Numerous matings can occur in a season between many partners. A dominant male will mate with numerous females and will herd harems during the rut. Females will mate with numerous males if the opportunity arises. Such an opportunity may arise when the dominance among males changes or when a female leaves a herd to join another group. The rut occurs in autumn and early winter, ensuring that lambs are born in the late spring. A ewe can reproduce in her first year, although the majority of females wait for their second year. And here we see a golden eagle that has just taken a baby domestic goat. The mother goat, protecting her other baby, stands nearby. And these animals are now being visited by a herdswoman who gets off her horse to collect the baby goat that survived. Seen here is the Saker falcon. This species has a wide range across parts of Europe, Asia, and northern Africa. It can be found in a variety of habitats, including forested steppe, semi-deserts, open grasslands, and other dry country habitat with scattered trees, cliffs, or electricity pylons, particularly near water. The Saker falcon is categorized as an endangered species. Habitat loss, indirect poisoning, and trapping are all threats to this beautiful bird. Though in some areas this falcon's populations are stable or increasing, overall the species numbers are in decline. In some countries, such as Hungary and Slovakia, these falcons rely heavily on artificial nesting platforms and boxes installed on high-voltage power poles by conservation groups. A powerful falcon, this species preys on a number of different animals, including small mammals such as sussex, hamsters, and voles, and medium-sized birds, such as rooks, magpies, rollers, and larks. The Upland Buzzard is a species of bird of prey in the family Accipitridae. The largest species of the Buteo genus, this buzzard lives in mountainous, grassy, and rocky regions in areas of Central Asia, Northern South Asia, and East Asia, from Kazakhstan to Korea. It is very commonly seen in Hustai National Park.